Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dig into a really fascinating and honestly frustrating problem. Why, for millions of people in mainland China, having what's supposed to be the right ID still doesn't get you into the digital world. We're talking about the digital wall that residents from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan are running into.
Okay, I want you to imagine this. You've got a key, it slides into the lock perfectly, it feels right, but no matter what you do, it just won't turn. That simple puzzle, well, that's pretty much the daily digital reality for a whole lot of people living in mainland China.
All right, so to really get what's happening here, we need to rewind a bit and look at what the original problem was. And, the official fix that was supposed to make everything smooth sailing. At first, the problem seemed pretty simple, right? You'd see error messages just like this one complaining about an incorrect number of digits. See, older documents didn't have the standard 18-digit format that pretty much every system in China is built on. We're talking everything from banking to buying train tickets. The key just wasn't the right shape for the law. So to fix this, the government rolled out a brand new ID, the residence permit. And the idea was actually brilliant. It gives residents from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan an 18-digit ID number, and it's formatted exactly like the mainland resident ID. Basically, they made a new key, one that was precision cut to finally fit the digital lock. With that number problem out of the way, this new key should have been the ticket to China's super convenient digital world of easy payments and online everything. So you'd think, great, problem solved, right? Well, not exactly. Because as millions of people found out the hard way, having a key that fits, that's only half the story. It turned out the lock itself was still refusing to budge. And in the real world, the rejections just kept piling up. I mean, look at this. On one side, you've got a train station kiosk that, sure, wants an 18-digit ID, but it rejects the residence permit, forcing people to go wait in line at a manual counter. On the other side, a payment app says flat out that FacePay is only for mainland ID users. That digital door, still very much locked. And this wasn't just about little conveniences, This started hitting people right in their finances. On the left, a government subsidy for appliances is explicitly limited to mainland ID holders. And on the right, a credit card application gets shot down for the very same reason.
Okay, and this is where it gets really wild. This digital border, it's not even contained to the mainland. Here we're looking at two different promotions in Hong Kong, a bus pass and a McDonald's coupon, and you can only get them if you verify your account with a mainland Chinese ID. The wall is literally extending beyond its physical borders. So this all leads to the big question, right? If the new residence permit has the right 18-digit format, why in the world doesn't it work? What is the real reason this key won't turn?
And the answer lies in this really powerful metaphor from the source material. The system isn't just checking the shape of the key anymore. That's the 18-digit number. It's also checking the key's color, which is like a hidden code that identifies the type of document. And if that color isn't mainland ID, well, the lock stays shut. And you don't have to take my word for it. The proof is right there in the error messages. They don't say incorrect number of digits anymore, do they? Now they say incorrect document type and non-standard document type code. The system is basically telling you, hey, your key is the right shape, but it's the wrong color, so no entry. See, this isn't some accident or a bug. It's actually built into the system's DNA. China's entire digital world was designed with just one document in mind, the mainland ID. The databases for other IDs, like the residence permit, are kept totally separate. They don't talk to the main system. And for businesses, it's just a simple calculation. Why spend a fortune to rebuild your whole system for a few million people when you can just keep serving the 1.4 billion who have the right colored key? Okay, so this might sound like a bunch of tech jargon, but it has these huge, real-world, and honestly, super frustrating consequences for people in their day-to-day lives. Let's just take a really simple task, okay? Exchanging money. If you have a mainland ID, you can do it on your phone in like 30 seconds. But if you have a residence permit, even with the 18 digits, you're blocked online. You're forced to physically go to a bank. That pretty much says it all, doesn't it? And this is what going to the bank actually looks like. It's not just a quick trip. We're talking a mountain of paperwork. To do that same simple currency exchange, you might need to bring your passport, your visa, your labor contract, your work permit, tax receipts. It's just an insane amount of physical proof for something that should be instant. And get this, even when you manage to get through the door, you're not really in. It's like you're on probation. This is a chat with a ride-hailing service. The person's asking why their verification keeps failing. The answer? Oh, for Taiwan residents, it's only good for 1 week. So every 7 days, you have to go back and manually prove who you are all over again.
All right, so let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? What's really going on under the surface when you look at this tension between politics and programming? There's a line from the source material that just nails the contradiction at the heart of all this. Politically, one family, technically, aliens. That really gets to the core of this whole thing. What we're really looking at is this giant gap, right? Between the official story, the political narrative that talks all about unity and family, and then the hard, cold reality of the digital infrastructure, the unyielding logic of code and databases and business decisions, which tells a totally different story. And that leaves us with this final, really critical question that goes way beyond just this one case. In a world that is so completely built on code, where our access to everything from banking to travel is governed by algorithms, what does it mean for your place in society when the code itself is written to see your very identity as an error?